All your permission, I kindly request you to allow me to invite the POG chairperson, Dr. Ben Muye, to give his speech.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Kwani mmechoka? Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Oh, pole, ni good morning. Good morning. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. Salamu alaikum. Good. Before I give my short speech, very short, I have my colleagues from the BOG, and I just ask them to mention their names and what they do in the board.
Benjamin Mutie, member of the board.
Judy Chania, the secretary to the board.
Sarah Wilmer, board member.
Faith Oki, a member of the board, a member of the education committee.
So thank you very much. And because I'm the last person to speak before our guests, and because a lot of things have been said, mambo mengi sana mazuri yametajwa, my speech will be very short and concise, so that the chance to deliver to us his speech. So our chief guest, Professor John Mucheti, Director of NACADA, the directors of MIT, the BOG members present, the principals and tutors of MIT, our parents, invited guests, and honorable graduates. My main job today, as I said, is just to welcome our esteemed chief guest to give us a word of advice as we prepare to release our graduates to the next phase of their life. Our chief guest, allow me to highlight just a few, about 4 issues that form our strategic plan as MIT, and the objectives which have guided us to make the graduates that we are so proud to be releasing today. The strategic direction we follow is that, number 1, we believe and we want to train quality, to give quality and assure that we are giving quality to the labor markets. Number 2, we carry out research, innovation, and we ensure that we give proper leadership. Number 4, we plan to develop capability in human resource planning and management. Number 5, we are keen on our infrastructure, ICT integration, and library services. Number 6, as part of our strategic direction, we try to get partnership and linkages with other institutions. And at this point, we recognize the position of NACADA in the country and the good job that they do. And we would mind to be in partnership with NACADA going forward. Number 7, we are keen on financial stewardship and sustainability. Number 8, we are very keen on our students' welfare. As you can see, our students are very happy and well taken care of. The director has spoken about the issue of drugs and the challenges that the youth are facing today. We are keen on that, and we try our best to make sure our students are given the best information in that direction. We are also doing a lot of marketing, as mentioned earlier, and communication and public relations. In a nutshell, and as our choir has just sung, tunapeana elimu bora na sio bora elimu. We intend to give very good quality training that enables they go out to the labor market. Now, our principal told me to say something apart from the speech. Niseme jambo moja ama mbili ama tatu. Sasa nasikia mambo ni matatu. Niseme mambo matatu kwa mahafala to the graduates as they exit and enter the labor market. Although I believe that this is not the end of education, we welcome you back. Wale walipata certificates, you can always do diploma. Wale walipata diploma, you can go ahead and get into degree. But either way, because we are exiting this stage and entering another, nitapeana maneno matatu as required, as requested by the principal. But I was thinking of what to do when the principal called me to their daughter as she was getting married. I'm not saying anybody is getting married. You will see her kwa mwanangu by Omari Kopa. Na mstari ambao alitoa unasema kwamba nilipokulea mwanangu ulileleka. Sasa umekuwa mwanangu ondoka. So with those words, I just want to repeat the same words kwamba sisi tumekuwa na nyinyi hapa shuleni. Tunaamini kwamba tumewalea, mumeleleka. Sasa mnaondoka wanangu, muende vizuri na mfanikiwe. And he says that unapotaka kufanikiwa pale nje, kwanza waheshimu wazazi wako. Na mimi natilia mkazo kwamba tafadhali muwaheshimu wazazi wenu. Waheshimu pia na wenzio. Mtakapopata kazi au popote pale mtakapoenda, tafadhalini muwaheshimu na wenzio. Alisema pia tuheshimu pia na sheria. Utagundua kwamba baada ya kuwa mwanafunzi sasa unapotoka nje unakuwa mwananchi. Sheria inakusubiri pia. Kwa hivyo heshimu sheria kama unataka kufanikiwa. Sisi wote hapa tunaheshimu sheria. Tunaomba pia mkaheshimu sheria. La mwisho aliposema Zanzibar ni kwamba jihadhari na madawa ya kulevya na mihadarati. Kwa hivyo narudia hayo kwamba wanangu, sasa mmekuwa, nyinyi ni watu wazima, sio wanafunzi tena. Kwa hivyo mnatoka nje, mjihadhari na mihadarati na madawa ya kulevya. Mkifanya hivyo mambo yenu yatakuwa sawa. La mwisho ni kwamba if you look at our theme today, our theme says molding global problem solvers through the technical training and innovation. Using the words from this writer, tunasema kwamba tunafinyanga watatuzi wa matatizo ya kimataifa kupitia mafunzo ya kiufundi. We have given you the skills. Now you just need to go out there and apply what you learned over the last so many or few years or months. And be scared of the world out there. I'm sure a lot of people are saying, hakuna ajira, inje kuna nini. The fact is that the Lord who made you, Mungu aliyekuumba alikuwa na nia. The Lord who made you had a plan for you. As you come out to the labor, be confident and all shall be well. Tumewapa nguvu, tumewapa uwezo, and as one person said, kilichobaki sasa ni nia tu. Mkiwa na nzuri hapo nje, mtafanikiwa. So that will be the end of my speech, and I thank you very much. After you clap for me, I will now introduce our chief guest. Munipe zawadi. So thank you very much. As I said, my speech was very short, and my main duty was to introduce our chief guest. I want to tell you a few things about our chief guest before I give him the chance to say a few words to us. Professor John Muteti Of course, you underline the word professor, because to get to professor, it means you've read books. You've read many books, mpaka ukakuwa daktari. Then you enabled others to read mpaka wakakuwa madaktari. You don't get there. So, honored professor to have you today. No, and how I spend with could, in no circumstances, have opportunities. So, Professor John Muteti, our guest today, has over 30 years in various positions of leadership from the academia, private and public sectors. And talking about the academia, Professor has taught in the University of Nairobi, in Kisii University, in USIU University, in Catholic University, in the Management University of Africa, in the Nelson Mandela University of South Africa, and at the University of Lusaka in Zambia. So he's not he's an academic giant. Hapo ndio mnapiga makofi. So apart from giving knowledge to men and women in this country, he is currently the acting CEO, Chief Executive Officer of NACADA, the National Authority for Campaign Against Alcohol and Drugs. Thank you. And we invited him specifically, aware that he is the acting CEO of NACADA, because you know the challenges that the country is going through today. Before his appointment to be director of NACADA, he was in charge of research and policy institutions, policy. He holds a doctorate degree in strategic management from the Nelson Mandela University of South Africa, master's degree in economics from the University of Manchester, in the Kingdom, a certificate in project management from Bradford University of the United Kingdom, another and a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of Nairobi, full stop. Makofi. But before Maliza Makofi, Professor postgraduate certificate in statistics for social policy from the Munich Center for Advanced Training in Germany, among other qualifications. Our chief guest has extensive training in leadership, including certificate in strategic leadership development from the Kenya School of Government, certificate in corporate governance from the Center for Corporate Governance, and executive leadership certificate from the Management University of Africa. That is our guest today. But he says the most important qualification that he has is that he is happily married and a committed and dedicated community leader. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mahafala, assuming that is the right word, our parents and all invited, kindly let's be upstanding as we welcome our guests. Karibu sana Daktari, Professor.
Okay, tukae basi. Tukae chini. Hizo stories nianzie wapi? Kwa sababu hata zingine pengine hata sikuwa najua, ama ni za Google. You Googled or something. Mimi kabla sijasoma ile imeandikwa hapa, nimeandika nilikuwa nikitaka kusema kwa sababu ya leo. Of course the chief guests ni wale wanapata shahada zao leo, their certificates and diplomas. Those are the most important. Na wazazi wale wamewasaidia pia, kwa sababu wazazi nimeona wako wengi sana hapa, na wazazi they have really sacrificed a lot. Pengine ile haijasemwa ni kwamba mimi, my first career was to become a padre. Mimi nilikuwa nataka, I'm a Catholic, so I wanted to become a father. Never worked out. My sabotaged the idea. I guess because of his own personal reasons, selfish reasons, I would say. His grandchildren. And after that, I said, okay, as my high school, I wanted also to become a teacher. Again, my father sabotaged. He was a teacher. My father was a teacher and my mother was a teacher before he joined politics. The reason he sabotaged was because he thought that teachers never made money. So I think maybe through his experience, he didn't want me to become a teacher. Eventually, I became an economist. And the reason why I became an economist is because still with the influence of my father, I think he associated the economics with money. So, but I'm yet to see the money anyway. That was 40 years ago, actually. 40 years ago. Now, we have, the chair has talked about partnerships, and I think we're open to partnerships. We would welcome a partnership with the MIT, and I think that is something we can do a lot. And this partnership in many ways, because I've seen, and that is the community health, community development, social work is an area we are interested in. We deal with community health, we deal with mental health, we deal with the issues to do with alcohol and drug abuse. And these are issues which require people who have done courses in community health. And that the partnership is not just theoretical principle. Students in ACAD, I am offering 3 chances. Immediately, you can send them. You can make that decision immediately. I don't have to consult anybody. So 3 students immediately who would want to do attachment, you can come there, and then we can partnership where we can now explore areas of interest. Freshers, we can come when we have in the community, the community health, so that we can, we can use them. So I think that is something I wanted to say. We are opening an office here, either in Machakos or in Makueni. I come from Makueni. I'm more inclined to Makueni. So I don't know, I'm yet to make a decision where to open the office. But in the next 2-3 months, we will open an office, for NACAD office. Whether it is in Machakos or Makueni, this is not we are the same people. And I think when we open such offices, there will be quite a number of chances and career chances for those who have already graduated, especially again in community health, community development, and related courses. So again, that would also be an area which we can collaborate as part of the collaboration. We have done it with other areas. It's only that in Machakos and Makueni and also Kitui, we have been a little bit late. We should have done it quite some time back. Okay, having said that, then I would want to talk to the graduates, parents, guardians, and students. Is it good afternoon already? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And then the chairman, board of governors, members of the board, the staff, the invited guests, again, a good afternoon. Good afternoon. Now, I'm honored to be with you here today as your guest speaker during this 12th graduation ceremony of the Machakos Institute of Technology, MIT. I like the MIT, better. MIT has a meaning. MIT denotes seriousness. Globally, not just here in Kenya. Globally, MIT. Ikiwa ujui, naona wengi wenu mko na simu. You can Google MIT. My job here is very simple. I've requested to share a bit of experience and probably give some bit of advice to the graduates as they get out of there to face the world. So the world we are entering today bears little resemblance to the one I faced when I graduated, actually 33 years ago. 33 years ago. And Bwana Mutia, I think we were there with you. Maybe 1 or 2 years. That is when I graduated, 33 years ago. I still believe that my experience might count for something. It might count for something. So for the next few minutes, I would want to speak directly to the graduates. Dear graduates, when you live here today and commence the next stage of your life, you have two choices. You can decide to follow other people's script. You can make choices that will make them happy. You may decide to avoid discomfort and do what is expected of you and copy the status quo. In other words, you may decide just to be ordinary, just normal. You can decide, everybody, just be normal. You can as well look at all what you have accomplished today and decide to use it as fuel to venture forth and write your own unique story. In other words, you may decide to disrupt the status quo. That is, you may decide to do things your own way and on your own terms. Let me tell you something about disruption. I want to talk to you about disruption. In today's ever-changing world, disruption has become the operative word, and it has completely upset the conventional way of doing things. Disruption has disrupted where we work from, when we work, how we work, and even for whom we work for. Indeed, disruption has given birth to thousands of new ideas, leading to thousands of new businesses and enterprises. Disruption has completely transformed even the pre-existing ways of doing things, the pre-existing way of thinking, the pre-existing way of, the way we view everything we do, even the way we dress, even the way we undress each other. It has completely changed. Dear graduates, I would like to invite you to start thinking of how best to start disrupting the status quo in your areas of interest. As you are thinking of how best to disrupt the world, I would also like to give you a few words of advice. And because I'm a teacher, I will be systematic. I will start with advice number 1. If a chance for a job avails itself, if you get an offer, take it up. There is nothing like a good job or a bad job. Of course, provided it is legit. Don't be lured into pushing drugs or to doing, funny and illegal things. You will be caught. But as long as it's legit, take up the job, take up the offer. Because that job is likely to teach you about responsibility. It will teach you about initiative. It will also teach you how to deal with a demanding boss, an annoying co-worker. It could lead you to a better job. It could open your eyes to something else. Just as importantly, it could also teach you what exactly you may not want to be doing. You see, you can get a job and say, oh no, this is not my area. It will teach you all these things. And consider no task beneath you. Very important, consider no task beneath you. As Queen Rania of Jordan once said, quite a long time ago, if you are too big for a small job, you are too small for a big one. If you are too big for a small job, you are too small for a big one. Advice number 2. Please be advised that dreams do not come true just because you dreamt them. The fact of the matter is that it is hard work that makes things happen. It is hard work that creates change. Ditch the dream and be a doer. Don't be a dreamer forever. Work hard, and most importantly, work smart. Actually, they usually tell us to think outside the box. You've heard of, think outside the box. Of late, they have started telling us to think without the box. And really, I have just looked at all these things and said, why are we really talking about the box even? Why think about the box, think without the box and things like that? I think we should throw the box away. Forget about the box. Don't even think about the box. In other words, let's think outside the boundaries of what we have always thought is possible. Let us think away from what you think is possible. Let us challenge the orthodoxy that just because it has been done a certain way, for one, if it has been done a certain way, we must do it that way. Because this generation is doing it this way, must we do it this way? Because our fathers and mothers have been doing it this way, must we do it this way? I think we should, ditch that kind of orthodoxy. Because we know that there are many ways of doing things, and many which are out there. We must disrupt. We must disrupt. Advice number 3, grow your networks. Indeed, your greatest social capital is your networks. And the value of your networks defines your net worth. The value of your networks defines your net worth. Otrajel, who is another of a book known as Your Networks is Your Net Worth, says this, and I quote, I believe that your social network or your ability to build a network of authentic personal and professional relationships, not your financial capital, is the most important asset in your portfolio. Actually, the people right here with you today, including your tutors, your fellow students, your graduates, all these people form part of your important networks. Make sure you stay in touch. Make sure you exploit them. In addition, there are many other hundreds, probably thousands of networks out there. Don't be shy. Go out there and get yourselves noticed. Go out there and get yourself noticed. Let the people who matter in your areas of interest know that you are there. Let them know that you exist. Let them know that there's somebody like you out there who can do something. Advice number 4, and this is the last advice before you nickname me Professor Advice. So this is the last advice. Advice number 4, don't be afraid to take risks. And I think the principal talks about it, and I was happy because this is very important. And I think this issue of risk is something which we should be even teaching in our institutions. Don't be afraid to take risks. Believe me, research has shown that 95% of the people who take risks, whether the risk pays off or not, are glad that they took the risk. There's nothing wrong learning from failure. After all, we know that a car is always safer in the parking lot. When you put your car in when you put our cars in the parking lot, it is safer. But of what use is a car forever parked in the parking lot? You will never get an accident if it is there, it is parked there. But of what use? You need to go out there to your places when you live here. You need to visit your friends. You need to go and do ABCD. You need to get the car out there. And this is a risk we are taking, but it is a risk we must take. Of course, taking risks may expose us to setbacks and disappointments. But again, remember, failure helps us to develop a very important essential skill in life, and that is resilience. Resilience. In any case, remember there was a British minister who was prime minister for quite some time during the war time, the Second World War, known as Winston Churchill. And this person actually flopped most of his exams. You know, but he was a risk taker, but he flopped a lot of his exams. Eventually, he became a prime minister. And he said that failure is not fatal, neither is success final. It is the courage to continue that counts. You fail today, you still continue. You fail tomorrow, you still continue. One day, you will succeed. So today, I dare you to go out there and venture out. Take risks into business, enterprises, projects, and interests which you have always desired to undertake, but which you have always been scared of because of fear of failure. Go out there and confront such which you think are risky. You might be surprised of the outcome. Dear graduates, when you are in the ring of life, you will face many challenges. You are going to get hit, you will be punched, you will be bruised, even though you may fall down and stumble. Learn to marshal the strength within you, including the support from your family, from friends, faith, your mentors, and then pull back. The stubborn optimism, this resilience for trying one more time will give you success. And I'm happy I saw the people, the karatekas here, because I remember when I was in high school, I wanted to be a karateka. But I went there one day, 2 days, and in a week's time, I couldn't. I don't know. I failed. But of course, even though I failed, I never really gave up. I also pursued other things. But so I would want to bequeath to the MIT graduates of the class of 23 that resilience. I would want to bequeath you that resilience. I would like to leave you with this parting shot. Dear graduates, in life, you got a choice. You can either choose to be a passive victim of circumstances. You can either choose to be a passive victim of circumstances, or you can choose to be the active hero of your own life. And as I said, as I was starting this speech, the choice is yours. And finally, you graduates, and to most of us, let us remember to always be grateful, and especially to our parents. I don't know how many of us usually look to our parents and, say thank you, Dad, thank you, Mom, because of what they have done for us. By the time they are gone, by the time they are dead, I dare say, it's when you start now reflecting, oh, I wish my dad was there. I wish my mom was here. You don't know what these people go through to sacrifice for you. These people don't even take, lunch or supper. They dress, they cannot afford to buy a decent dress, a decent shoe, because they are sacrificing for you. You see, just reflect. Let us be grateful to our parents. Let us be grateful to our family members and even our friends and other well-wishers who have supported us in one way or the other, because that will give you blessings. So it's something we take for granted, and because without their love, without their support, without their generosity, maybe most of us will not be seated here today. And I think, nani anapatiana makofi ya kilo, we should be able to give these people, the parents, a special round of applause. Ile makofi ya kilo, nani anapeana, ile ilikuwa ya Moi. Who is best to do that? Chia, wewe niliona ukiwa na sauti kubwa, ile ya 1, 2, 3. You Chia can do it, yeah.
Okay, on request of the chief guest today, tunapenda kuwatuza wazazi wetu, and this includes the guardians, in case somebody is depends on guardians, for the job that they have done. As the guest says, sio kila siku ambapo unapata wazazi ambao wako tayari kusupport. Kwa hivyo tunyamaze wote, tuwape shukrani wazazi wetu kwa hiyo kazi waliyofanya. Tutapiga makofi ya kilo kama alipoagiza mgeni rasmi. Nikisema 1 mnapika 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wazazi, asanteni. Hatutasahau mliofanya. Fungua.
Thank you very much. Be blessed. I knew the chair would do that. Asante.
Thank you very much, our chief guest, for those advices, and also our POG chairperson for those advices. Let us appreciate him once again. And we are starting in 3, 2, 1. Ya kilo. Si hiyo ya random. Hapana. So tuanze in 1, 1, 2, 3. Siski graduates. Ya pili. 3. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our chief guest. Now, the next session that we are going is now to award the graduates for their certificates and artisans. But before we invite our examination officer, I want to request all the parents and all the graduates to remain seated. Let us remain calm as this function is coming to an end with this program. So, our chief guest, sir, with all due respect, kindly allow me to invite our examination officer to present the graduates with the awards of certificate and diplomas.
Our chief guest, sir, Professor John Muteti, directors, BOM chairman,
BOM members, all principals, distinguished guests, parents, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. It is my humble pleasure to present the class of 2022-2023 academic year for the award of certificates and diplomas. Before I do so, with your permission, our chief guest, allow me to give instructions to our graduates regarding movement during the awarding. To all our graduates, once we call your name, kindly come forward using the staircase on my right side. You will receive a token from our chief guest. Then use the staircase on my left side as your exit. Our chief guests are the following are our graduates for both MIT and MIT TTC. Artisan class. Artisan in electrical installation. Our chief guests are in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of an artisan certificate in electrical installation NEC. Pass. David Nicodemus Mutinda, Kalio Geoffrey Mulu, Kiloko John Mulei, Kioko Alphonse Makali, Kivondo Robert Muia, Masharia Alex Muthama, Mwase Muthama Sukulu, Mwendo Evans Vaati, Mulinge Philip Mongela, Mutiso Brian Zuki, Mutuku Andoni Mateka, Muo Johnson Muthama, Ngeki Cosmas Salu, Nyambura Charity Wanjiku. Artisan in plumbing. Our chief guests are in 2022-2023 academic year. The following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of an artisan certificate in plumbing NEC. Credit. Muli Eric Mwendoa. Pass. Kioko Emmanuel Kiveli, Kioko Justus Musembi, Lingwa Stephen Muo, Mutuku Victoria Wavinya, Mwanzia Raphael Mutuku, Njoroge Faith Wambui, Obuye Brian Obungu. Artisan in garment making. Our chief guests are in 2022-2023 year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of an artisan certificate in garment making NEC. Pass. Elijah Nakon Nelly, Nyangi Peter Badi, Nzi Cynthia Bua, Muli Sophia Gillian Syokau. Artisan in food and beverage. Our chief guests are in 2022-2023 academic year, following candidates an artisan certificate in food and beverage. Musa Duina, Muthio, Linda Anna Mumo, Victoria Chalo Mutivlin, Mutiso Juliana Ndenya, Mukata, Ngozi Ndani, Ringo Ian.
having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of NEC, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you an artisan certificate of NEC in electrical installation, plumbing, garment making, and food and beverage, respectively.
Certificate class. Certificate in plumbing. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in plumbing, NEC. Credit: Chege Paul Joroge, Kandali Kennedy Mbaluka, pass. Charles James Muendo, Kioko Elijah Mumo, Kutata Simon Pasakei, Magwata Caxton Murithi, Musembi Brian Musau, Nzuki Dennis Mbivi. Certificate in social development. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in social development, NEC. Distinction: Mavinya Nanzi Katunge, credit. Kala Marieta Mutanu, Jane Mutheu, Kimeu Purity Ndenya, Mwendo Daniel Mambo, Mumbua Cindia Mwikali, Musau Dibora Mutanu, Mudhama Evans Mutembei, Mutisia Anastasia Kanini, Mutisia Esther Nzilani, Ndolo Emmanuel Musau, Nzoka Winfred Munyiva, Pasaleto Boniface Ndaya, Sila Esther Kanini, Tipape Gideon Leyan, Waema Lynette Mino, Wambua Irene Danu, Wambua Mary Mwikali, pass. Joseph Victoria Mbithe, Musembi Jesinda Mulili. Certificate in electrical and electronics engineering power option. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in electrical and electronics engineering power option, NEC. Credit: Chalo Amos Nzomo, Malila Samuel Matata, Mosa Caroline Mumbua, Munyao John Zuki, Mutuku Geoffrey Mwaniki, Mutuku Joseph Lusa. Yes, sir. In 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in fashion design and garment making, NEC.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of NEC, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a certificate of NEC in plumbing, social development, fashion design, and garment making, and electrical and electronics engineering, power option, respectively.
Certificate in food and beverage production, sales and service. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in food and beverage production, sales and service, NEC. Credit: Kitanyi Evans Kivadha, Makau Rachel Mueni, Mwendo Maureen Mwende, Nyamai Elizabeth Muluki, Yvonne Mary Ndinda. Pass: Evita Lucy Mutio, Kamande Evelyn Ndunge, Kilunja Jesinda Mueni, Kimengo Betty Muleche, Mutie Jesinda Mbithe, Woni Ronald Muia. Certificate in catering and accommodation. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in catering and accommodation, NEC. Credit: Muia Rose Mukethe, Muthoka Regina Wanza, Mweu Peter Mutuku, Otieno Vena Adhiambo, Wambua Mary Waseke. Pass: Brian Pasalal, Helena Nicholas Mongela, Kitela Mary Concepta Mutindi, Machivo Ruth Mumbua, Maweu Ann Kavindu, Muinte Faith Ndenya, Munyao Elizabeth Mutindi, Musioka Eliza Ngina, Muthoka Grace Nzembi, Mwala Naomi Masa, Sakimpa Purity Nampulu, Wambua Faith Mwende, Wambua Veronica Muthue. Certificate in Science Laboratory Technology. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in Science Laboratory Technology of NEC. Credit: Mbivi Emelda Ndunge. Pass: Kavingu Bernard Musioki, Maivia Mary Lewa. Certificate in Nutrition and Dietetics Management. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in Nutrition and Dietetics Management of NEC. Credit: Kimani Emma Wanchiru, Meoli Naita, Mutuku Catherine Munge. Pass: Kiveka Mary Mbovi, Mopia Joy Kenaki, Musembi Jael Moeni, Mudhama Ashley Mumo, Zioka Emmanuel Kinyungu.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of NEC, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a certificate of NEC in food and beverage production, sales and service, catering and accommodation, science, laboratory technology, and nutrition and dietetics management, respectively.
Certificate in Secretarial Studies, Single and Group. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in Secretarial Studies, Single and Group of NEC. Pass: David Lilian Munini, Francis Esther Mongeli, Kioko Lilian Mbinya, Kuntai Diana Kutale, Maida Cynthia Siokao, Margaret Irene Koka, Michael Irene Mutio, Muindi Jemima Mongeli, Mulai Gladys Mwikali, Muthui Jennifer Mwende, Mutunga Emily Kalimi, Mutunga June Zula, Ngindu Simbi Georgina, Ndaiyo Diana Nesirian, Zalu Veronica Jempi, Peter Angela Nzila, Tito Damaris Mueni. Certificate in Supply Chain Management. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in supply chain management of NEC. Credit: Ruben Cornelius Mumo, pass. John Karo Mwende, Ndenge Samuel Mutiso. Certificate in business management. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in business management of NEC. Pass: Juma Gladys Mulunde, Muya David Mutiso, Mutinda Helen Denya. Certificate in human resource management. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in human resource management of NEC. Credit: Kidome Joshua Wambua, Nangunin Vivian Kitarian. Pass: Chalo Sarah Mutile, Patrick Faith Mwende. Certificate in information science. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in information science of NEC. Credit: Ndolo Maureen Mbinya, Mutuku Daniel Musioki. Pass: Benson Margaret Mwende, Faith Cheruto. Certificate in tour guiding and travel operations. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in tour guiding and travel operations of NEC. Credit: Mutua Martin Nzuki, Ngadayo Samuel Kiringai. Pass: Kioko Dennis Nzuki, Chalo Brian Katavi, Mbu Faith Ndunge, Musia Jacob Wambua. Certificate in Information Communication Technology. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in Information Communication Technology of NEC. Pass: Gadhaima Oscar Irungu, Idao Kelvin Kaiyo, Kasole Kelvin Kioko, Kiyo Erin Kavindu, Kioko Samson Madendu, Kidei Cynthia Nzioka, Kivindio Lynette Ndenya, Chalo Brian Mule, Letiwa Amos, Mbuvik Kelvin Kidome, Mwema Priscilla Wausi, Mwendo Alex Kitusa, Munyambu Grace Kalungu, Musioki Damaris Mukulu, Mudhama Pascalia Mutheu, Mutua Erin Mumbe, Mutua Mary Swili, Mwendo Julius Musili, Tambu Veronica Mukina, Wambua Peter Mutunga.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of NEC, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a certificate of NEC in secretarial studies, single and group, supply chain management, business management, human resource management, information science, tour guiding and travel operations, and information community Technology, respectively.
Hairdressing Grade 3. Our chief guests are, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in hairdressing Grade 3 of NITA. Pass. Evoli Teresia Kavata, John Mary Mwende, Kaula Monica Mumbua, Chalo Faith Zilani, Chalo Susan Mukonyo, Maitha Zipora Ndunge, Mutua Grace Mutheu, Mutua Philomena Siokao, Mutuku Cynthia Nzula, Mutuku Margaret Mumbua, Siakati Faith Yasi. Beauty Therapy Grade 3. Our chief guests are, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in Beauty Therapy Grade 3 of NITA. Pass. Evuli Teresia Kavata, Jane Masi Siombua, Kaweu Esther Ndunge, Chalo Jemima Mukenyi, Mate Jasina Ndule, Muia Ann Mukonyo, Muteti Faith Mumo, Mutua Brian Chalo, Mutua Mary Ndanu, Zila Regina Zilani, Wambua Nixon Kimeu.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of NITA, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a grade 3 certificate of NITA in hairdressing and beauty therapy.
Certificate in Secretarial Studies Single and Group. Our chief guests are, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in Secretarial Studies Single and Group of Machakos Institute of Technology. Pass. Aranga Felista Naponu, David Michelle Katunge, Kavinya Rebecca Kadeni, Kavui Domitila Kambua, Kiyo Natito Doris, Kitango Albright Toti, Chalo Margaret Mbadhan, Munyao Faith Kamene, Musioki Purity Mutheu, Mutua Ruth Ndenya, Mutuku Susan Mutheu, Move Faith Moeni.
having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of Machakos Institute of Technology, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a certificate of Machakos Institute of Technology in secretarial studies, single and group.
Diploma class, Diploma in Social Work. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Social Work of NEC. Credit: Kanyonge Elvis Maka, Kameti Reisil Muthio, Maluka Lilian Mbaika, Ruben Frida Katumi, Sinoi Simitia. Diploma in Community Development. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Community Development of NEC. Distinction: Musioka Abigail Mwelu, Sami Maxwell Musembi. Diploma in Electrical and Electronics Engineering Power Option. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Electrical and Electronics Engineering Power Option of NEC. Pass: Kilonzo Kelvin Makenge, Kalima Fidelis Mutuku, Peter Nathan Mutuku, Ndambuki Jackson Dolo, Makau Joshua Muendo, Mutuku Peter Muia. Diploma in Food and Beverage Production, Sales and Service Management of NEC. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Food and Beverage Production, Sales and Service Management of NEC. Credit: Kasela Anthony Muniki, Kinywa Brenda Mukami, Kioko Masikani, Mada Muthike, Mutua Faith Mutheu, Mutuku Faith Kate, Mutuku Josephine Mutkulu, Ngele Immaculate Mutindi, Liwa Charity Kaluki, Paul Esther Mutheu. Diploma in Catering and Accommodation Management. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidate was trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Catering and Accommodation Management. NEC. Credit: Chalo Cynthia Katiwa.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of NEC, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a Diploma in Social Work, Community Development, Electrical and Electronics Engineering Power Option, Food and Beverage Production, Sales and Service Management, and Catering and Accommodation Management, respectively.
Diploma in Supply Chain Management. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Supply Chain Management of NEC. Credit: Munyoki Faith Muthoki, Mwikali Frida Mueni. Diploma in Human Resource Management. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Human Resource Management of NEC. Credit: Mutiso Jacinda Ndenya, Mudama Teresia Lunge, Mwenda Evelyn Wausi. Pass: Kimuyu Agnes Kidhei, Mwanzia Catherine Moeni. Diploma in Tourism Management. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Tourism Management of NEC. Credit: Ngila Fiona Mutinda, pass. Ngumu Cornelius Mboya. Diploma in Information Science. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Information Science of NEC. Credit: Mutiso Nanzi Kanini, pass. Millicent Zakwa, Moses Catherine Mwende. Diploma in Information Communication Technology. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Information Communication Technology of NEC. Credit: Kipto Victor Kitur, Laban Masi Mutanu, Musembi Grace Mutanu, Mudama Eliud Karanja, Mutisia Sarah Mino, Mangagi Daniel, Mwenga Esther Musanzai, Ngumbao Shedrack Mweu, Nyiva Evans Makau, Nzau Goreti Kanini, Nzivo Daniel, pass. Chano Maureen Kaleche, Mutiso Bridget Wangui, Mutuko Peter Muli, Nyamai Lucy Siombua, Taabu Shali Katava. Diploma in Sales and Marketing. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidate was trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Sales and Marketing of NEC. Credit: Mutungi Leonard Wambua.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of NEC, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a Diploma in Supply Chain Management, Human Resource Management, Information Science, Tourism Management, Information Communication Technology, and Sales and Marketing, respectively.
Hairdressing Grade 2. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Hairdressing Grade 2 of NITA. First class: Kioko Faith Mumbi, pass. Matenge Jesinda Kanini, Mutua Philomena Siokao. Beauty Therapy Grade 2. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Beauty Therapy Grade 2 of NITA. Pass. Maingi Emily Kavengi, Muli Lucia Mumbua, Mutinda Diana Mutio. Hairdressing Grade 1. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidate was trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Hairdressing Grade 1 of NITA. Pass. Muteti Karen Zisa, Beauty Therapy Grade 1. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidate was trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Beauty Therapy Grade 1, NITA. Pass, Muteti Karen Zisa.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of NITA, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a grade 2 and grade 1 diploma of NITA in hairdressing and beauty therapy, respectively.
Diploma in Community Health and Development. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Community Health Development of Machakos Institute of Technology. Distinction. Kiyo Miriam Mwende, Mpoyo Magdalene Senchua, Mutiso Miriam Lunde. Diploma in Secretarial Studies. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Secretarial Studies of Machakos Institute of Technology. Credit. Kilungu Irene Muthini, Kingoa Alice Kaluki, Kinyini Miriam Mongeli, Mwasya Mary Mwende, Mulonzi Agnes Ndinda, Muteti Beatrice. Diploma in Information Communication Technology. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Information Communication Technology of Machakos Institute of Technology. Credit. Moses Robert Masio, Konya Esther Achieng.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and the examination requirements of Machakos Institute of Technology, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a Diploma in Community Health and Development, Sectoral Studies, and Information Communication Technology, respectively.
Accounting Technician Diploma. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Accounting Technician of CASNEP. Pass. Daniel Elizabeth Musi, Joseph Faith Mutheu, Kachiku Kelvin Musioki, Moya Esther Nzivuku, Muoka Grace Mwikali, Muthoka Masi Kelly, Mutua Valentine Loko, Mwema Pauline, Wambua Robert Musimi.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of CASNEP, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a certificate of CASNEP in Accounting Technician Diploma.
Certificate in International Computer Driving License, ICDL. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in International Computer Driving License, ICDL. Pass: Beatrice Mutunga, Elizabeth Muthoka, Herman Deep Singh, Mark Munda, Samuel Mumo.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of ICDL, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you, in absentia, a certificate of ICDL in International Computer Driving License.
MIT Teachers Training College, Certificate Class, Certificate in Early Childhood Education. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in Early Childhood Education of NEC. Credit: Anyango Lucy, David Kasioka, David Winnie Kitumbi, Edward Doris Award, Irungu Priscilla Njeri, Judah Irene Denya, Karino Rose Naisula, Kakasa Masi Kisiangani, Kieti Masi Ndunge, Kilonzo Ann Mwoti, Kilote Benedetta Mukonyo, Kilungu Ann Gina, Kioko Irene Ndunge, Kitonye Soila Diana, Chalo Jane Wayua, Chengo Faith Mutindi, Laisalol Charles Sababi, Lonke Veronica Sintei, Maingi Esther Mwikali, Mainka Ruth Kangwes, Makau Jennifer Ndindi, Mandi Benedette Mwongeli, May Mweni, Mbula Vivian Mwikali, Mugoi Ramato, Morada Macklin, Moses Kavata Caroline, Mua Esther Ndanu, Mwema Margaret Nzangi, Mule Yona Kanini, Muli Mumo Caroline, Mulwa Ann Kivia, Mumbwa Masinduku, Munyao Judith Mwende, Munyao Kaleche Lucy, Mukao Masi Masoi, Musao Maglening Mutindi, Musao Winfred Mukonyo, Musyoka Angelina Muthoki, Musyoka Lucia Kavini, Mutevu Beatrice Koki, Muthama Jacinda Mbithe, Mutisia Winfred Nzula, Mutua Nzula Faith, Mutua Patricia Siokau, Mutuku Anna Mbute, Mutungi Evelyn Mbinya, Muwa Kennedy, Mwelu Kavuli Karo, Mwende Grace, Mongeli Betty, Nanei Lona Matunda, Nation Winfred Kandegwa, Ndeto Maureen Ndunge, na Yeso Meninyo, Ngava Dokas Ndinda, Nkalo Selena Kirisiet, Chipa Charity Narias, Nyaga Lucy Kangendo, Remas Evelyn, Saingo Winnie Namunyak, Salau Roslyn Naisiai, Sukuna Meseno, Wanyonyi Fasila Nasike, Waya Nasike Melissa. Pass. Ali Mustafa Mohamed, Katucha Agnes Zula, Kerea Keripa, Kiletai Sylvia Senewa, Kipukei Seleyan Gladys, Kibuba Katere Redempta, Muia Loko, Mumina Elizabeth Mutheu, Muma Mwende, Munyao Kanini, Munyoki Sharon Mwende, Musyoka Angelina Muthoki, Musyoki Wanza, Mutinda Naomi Nguna, Mutua Filomena Mbele, Mutuku Zamzam Mutindi, Nduku Emily Nduku, Nyaga Irene Zisa, Paul Charity Ndunge, Twili Jacqueline Charles.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of NEC, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a certificate of NEC in early childhood education.
Certificate in Primary Teacher Education. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in Primary Teacher Education of NEC. Credit: Akinyi Mother Isaac, Kiema Lucy Katuku, Kiuma Mother Kalo, Bibi Purity Mutindi, Muli Stella Maris Ngina, Mweu Pascaline Mbithe, Sewe Ezekiel, Taithi Caroline Nyanguthi. Pass. Njagi Nisirata Ngai, Simanga na Ishorua.
Having satisfactorily met the academic and examination requirements of NEC, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a certificate of NEC in primary teacher education.
Certificate in caregiver. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a certificate in caregiver of MIT Teachers Training College. Pass. Mulei Mary Nzisa, Musangi Frida Katunge, Mudhina Faith Musenya, Rua Kufa Priska.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of MIT teachers, having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and the examination requirements of MIT Teachers Training College, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a certificate of MIT Teachers Training College in caregiver.
Diploma class. Diploma in teacher education. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a diploma in teacher education of NEC. Credit. Mutua Lawrence Wambua. Pass. Kingola Winfred Kambua. Mbuza Peace Muende. Mukamani Astariko Were. Zioka Martin Mutunga. Mwangangi Wayua. Mwende Christopher Mumo. Zioki Rafael Wambua.
having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of NEC, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a diploma of NEC in teacher education.
Diploma in Early Childhood Education. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained, examined and qualified for the award of a Diploma in Early Childhood Education of NEC. Credit: Kavere Metrin, Mumo Salome Kalunde, Mutua Maureen Mutio, Tipape Naiposai, Washira Lilian Wangui. Pass: Melinin Chepkoril, Mutuku Caroline Mbide.
Having satisfactorily met the academic conditions and examination requirements of NEC, and upon the advice of the examination office, I award you a diploma of NEC in early childhood education.
Short courses. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following candidates were trained in short courses: computer application, 584; web design, graphic design and QuickBooks, 26. Presentation of awards. Machakos Institute of Technology.
We request our chair, Dr. Bernard Muia, to come and award.
Academics, School of Hospitality and Tourism Management, Hospitality Artisan, Chalo Grace Nduleve, Mwendwa Hilda Mawia. Certificate, Nyamai Elizabeth Muluki, Muia Rose Mukeve. Diploma, Paul Esther Mudeu. Tourism. Certificate, Gadayo Samuel Kiringai. Diploma, Gila Fiona Mutinda. School of Social Work and Community Development. Certificate, Wavinya Nanzi Katunge. Diploma, Sami Maxwell Musembi. School of Applied and Health Sciences. Certificate in Nutrition and Dietetics Management, Kimani Emma Wanchiru. Certificate in Science Laboratory Technology, Mbidi Emel Dandunge. School of Information Communication Technology, Certificate, Mwendo Julius Musili, Diploma, Mwangangi Daniel. School of Business Education, Singwan Group, Tito Tamaris Mweni, Certificate, Ruben Cornelius Mumo, Diploma, Mutungi Leonard Wambua, Mutiso Jesinda Ndenya, Mwende Evelyn Wausi. School of Engineering, Artisan, David Nicodemus Mutinda, Certificate, Malila Samuel Matata, Diploma, Peter Nathan Mutuku, Nambuki Jackson Dolo. School of Information Science, Diploma, Mutiso Nancy Kanini, Certificate, Ndolo Maureen Binya, Mutuku Daniel Musioki. School of Architecture and Building Technology, Muli Eric Mwendwa, Certificate, Chege Paul Njoroge. School of Fashion and Design, Artisan, Nyangi Peter Savani, Certificate, Ngui Linet Mwelu. School of Accounts and Finance, ATD, Joseph Faith Mudeu. School of Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy, Hairdressing, Kyoko Faith Mumbi, Beauty Therapy, Mutua Brian Chalo.
Yes, as the awards are being presented to the graduates, kindly parents, we are requested to stay seated for some few minutes. We are almost winding up. Kindly please let us remain calm. Parents, we are requested to stay seated for some few minutes as we wind up.
Christian Union, Chairperson, Miriam Mwangeli Kenyili. Young Christian Society, Chairperson, Fidelis Mutunga Muindi. Mr. and Miss MIT, Mr. MIT, Benjamin Kimanzi Nyamai, Miss MIT, Prudence Amadi. MIT Student Leadership. Our chief guests, sir, the following are the student union leaders for the year 2022-2023. President, Jonathan Koikai Nata. Vice President, John Musioki Manyala. Secretary General, Lucy Wangui Njeri. Ladies Representative, Naomi Mide Daudi. Treasurer, Maureen Katheon Diwa. Academic Representative, Samson Madendu Kioko. Director of Entertainment and Sports, Oscar Irungu Gadhaima.
Wazazi tunaambiwa tuketi tafadhali tukimalizia hii event yetu ya leo. Tafadhali.
MITTTC. Our chief guest, sir, in 2022-2023 academic year, the following students emerged as the best performance in the following categories: academics, certificate in primary teacher education; Sewe Ezekiel, certificate in early childhood education; Mutua Patricia Siokau, diploma in early childhood education; Kavere Metrin, diploma in teacher education; Wambua Lawrence Mutua.
I request Madam Faith, BOG member, to come and award the students who are coming forward.
Caregiver, Mary Mulenzi, sir.
Our chief guest, sir, allow us to present the best trainers in the following schools in Machakos Institute of Technology. I request Nancy from Kisui, the principal Kisui, to come and award the following: School of Business, Teresia Ndila Mangeli, Kevin Muturi Mbai, Secretary of Studies, Judy Mutisia, School of ICT, Caleb Muli Mutiso, David Yaro Lomeni, Short Courses in ICT, Francisca Mwikali Kimolo, Catherine Dungwa Muli, School of Information Science, Peter Kilonzi, Judy Chania, School of Health and Applied Sciences, Hilary Chereyot, Arori Alex Ouma, Margaret Njeri Nganga, School of Social Work and Community Development, Joseph Muinde Wambua, Charlo Frederick Yoko, Elizabeth Mbinya Mtunga, School of Engineering, Kipkemoi Ronald, School of Architecture and Building Technology, Wilson Kibiwot, School of Fashion and Design, Patricia Nyamai, School of Accounts and Finance, Lazarus Dhusi, School of Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy, Virginia Mumbi Musili, School of Hospitality and Tourism, Timon Murimi Kangangi, Catering and Accommodation, Sharon Kunyobi, Tourism, Olivia Aminga. Non-teaching staff, Machakos Institute of Technology, Office Assistant, Dan Mtiso, Front Office, Helen Gwasi James, Examination Office, Elizabeth Mudeu Mudama, Marketing, Shadrach Musau Chalo, Nancy Jogu, Library, Imelda Mbula Mbuvi, Procurement. Jacqueline Mukei Willie, Accounts, Lucy Siombua. Best trainers in MIT TTTC, Early Childhood Education, Teresia Kanugu Deleva, Caleb Mwangangi Mukenga, Special Needs Education, Brian Makata, Humanities, Sarah Ngina, Non-teaching in MIT TTC, Accounts, Dina Mudeu Nzioka, Front Office, Tekla Mtio Nyao, Office Assistant, Raphael Mutunga Mtinda. I think I'm the last person. Thank you. I call upon the BOG Chair, Dr. Bernard Muia, to come and present our token to our chief guests. Our chief guests, sir, we request you to come forward. BOG members, kindly come forward. Okay, we call upon Madam Faith to come and move the vote of thanks.
Thank you. First of all, I want to congratulate all the graduates, although most of them have left, and thank the principals of the institutions for organizing this with the rest of the team. And I want to thank the chief guest today for coming and for awarding the certificates and diplomas to the students. The members of the board, thank you, the director, and we also appreciate the principals of the two institutions, all the tutors, the partners, parents and guardians. We want to thank all the graduates for the work that they've done and the effort that they've put, because if it were not for them, we would not be here today. And we thank the MIT students also for participating in this graduation and hope that they are looking forward to their own graduation. We thank all the stakeholders and people who have participated, service providers, and any other stakeholders who participated today to make this event successful. And above all, we thank God for the opportunity He has given us, for good weather, for His protection, and for good health. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Faith Mudoki. We are winding up, and we are kindly requesting everyone to remain silent as we take our last prayer from Mr. Caleb Muli. Welcome, Mr. Caleb.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let's believe and pray.
Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you this afternoon. We thank you for the colorful graduation event that you've granted us the opportunity to celebrate today. Almighty God, we commit each and every graduate unto the able hands. As they are moving to the next phase of their life, we pray that, God, you are going to honor the desires of their heart. And now, Lord, we take this opportunity to thank you for also granting us good health, and to each and every graduate, and to each and every trainer, and to each and every guest that had been invited in today's activity. We commit ourselves into the able hands as we leave this place. Those who will be traveling to various places, we commit them into the able hands. How we pray that they'll be divinely protected of you. And it is in Jesus' name we have prayed and believed. Amen.
Amen. Yes. Our chief guest, sir, as we wind up, we kindly call upon our director to dissolve the congregation.
I now declare this congregation officially dissolved. Thank you until next year.
We kindly request the trainers and the BOG members to go to their... Oh, sorry, we are supposed to have a photo session. Sorry for that. We need to have a photo session. That is with our trainers, the BOG members. Trainers.